What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. So today we're going to be doing my top 10 tips for building a home gym in 2023. Yeah, I've had my home gym for about 5 years now. I actually recently did a home gym tour, which I'll link that video in the description. So yeah, I have some experience with this. I want to give you all some tips for people who are thinking about starting a home gym, or maybe you just started and just looking for some more tips and things like that. This video is definitely going to help you out. But before we get into it, my boy Lex wants to say what's up. Say what's up, Lex. Say what's up, YouTube. Okay, he ain't feeling it. But anyways, we're about to get straight into this. So tip number one, flooring is important when it comes to building a home gym. So you gotta protect your garage floor. So what I have is stall mats. Kimbo's gonna give you all a quick look at that. I think they're actually called horse, put it back on me, horse stall mats. So you can get these from Tractor Supply. I think they're about $50-ish per stall mat. I think it may be a little bit more, but you definitely want to have something like this to protect your floor, especially if you're doing, like, you know, you're the type of person to throw your dumbbells around, you're doing heavy deadlifts and stuff like that. You don't want to mess up your floor. So just go ahead and get you something to protect your floor. And also something else I want to mention about flooring. So when I first started my gym, what I did was I got those little mats that you can get from like Academy. You remember those? Yeah, they're like some cheap mats, and I didn't like those, and they were just moving around a lot.
They have a texture on.
Yeah, they're kind of like soft. I forget what they're called. But I recommend just getting the stall mats. All right, guys, let's get into tip number two. So tip number two is I got down to invest in heaters, fans, or an AC. So something I've learned when it comes to a home gym, you have to think about like summertime, you have to think about wintertime, because if you don't have your home gym insulated and things like that, you're gonna need, for example, in the wintertime, you're gonna need some heaters. So I have this little heater over here. My wife's gonna show y'all. And this is all I've had so far. I've just never really invested in more. It works for me, but I am thinking about getting a couple more of those because it'll heat the home gym up a little bit more. But that does work for me. I just keep the heater close to me. And if it's super cold, I'll just put on like a beanie, you know, a sweater or something like that. It just works for me. And I'm in Texas, by the way. So in the summertime, it gets really hot. But for the summertime, I have this fan right here. Super heavy duty fan. It works for me. I am thinking about upgrading to like an AC or something like that. And that's something that, you know, as your home gym, over time, you just kind of invest slowly. And I think that's actually one of my tips. So we're going to talk about that later. All right, so let's get into tip number three. And that is to add some personality to your home gym. So I don't have a lot of personality to my home gym. I used to have more stuff on the walls. I remember I had like an Aaron Rodgers poster over here. I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan, but it started like falling apart. But you can see I have some banners, have the American flag, and I also have this iconic picture of the great Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, you know, just adding a little personality to your gym. So that's something you definitely want to do. Like I said, mine isn't like super fancy or anything like that. But, you know, in the future, I do want to invest in some more like wall art. And I also want to paint my home gym. I'm thinking about painting it black, but it's just not something I want to do right now. But yeah, this is your home gym. You can do what you want with it. So spice it up, add some personality to it. I feel like if you get stuff for your walls, things that you really like, it makes you want to work out in there more just because you like the aesthetic and just how the gym looks. So that's definitely something you want to look into. All right, guys, tip number four is to really think about your purchases. Listen up. This is very, very important. So when people start a home gym, well, at least me, you see a lot of equipment and you just want to buy everything. But a lot of us are not really thinking long term, and you're just kind of seeing stuff and you're kind of just making impulse buying decisions, things like that. So you really want to think out your purchases. A lot of equipment is not cheap. You know, you don't want to be buying a bunch of stuff and then selling it because you're like, okay, I'm not really using that. So really, really think about your purchases. Something I do, I will sit on my purchases for a long time before I actually make the purchase, right? So even with recent stuff that I got, like this hack leg press combo, I wanted this for years, but I just now got it. But I've been sitting on this for 2 years. This is one of the pieces that I seen. I was like, I gotta have that. But I sat on it for a long time. I thought about if I really need that piece of equipment. Also, am I gonna really use that piece of equipment? Because sometimes you'll get stuff and then you'll realize, I don't really need that. I don't really use that. For example, these boxes right here, I don't really use them, you know? I don't even know really why I got them. You see what I'm saying? So really think about your purchases and sit on them for a little while before you make them. All right, guys, tip number 5 is to buy equipment that can be used for multiple things. So when it comes to home gyms, you're going to be limited on space. So you really want to maximize your space. And when I say that, I think buying things that can be used for multiple exercises and stuff like that is really going to maximize your space and the amount of exercises and different things you can do. For example, with this hack squat leg press combo, if it was just one exercise I could do, I probably wouldn't have got this piece. I can do, you know, calf raises, I can do the hack squats, I can do the leg press. With this squat rack right here, I can do all types of stuff. Rack pulls, I can do pull-ups, I can do bench press, I can do incline press. I can do a bunch of exercises. With this piece right here, I can do leg extensions, I can do seated hamstring curls. This piece, I can do the regular type bench press, but I can also do an incline where I lower this seat. So you can see the pieces that I have are very versatile, and this is very important when it comes to your home gym. All right, so we're gonna get into tip number 6. Lex, you wanna tell them tip number 6? What's tip number 6? What's tip number 6? I don't know why you're looking scared. All right, so tip number 6 is I got down, check out Facebook Marketplace. So most of my stuff, pretty much everything is new, but over time you learn more, you start to see stuff. So I sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and something that I notice is people are always selling workout equipment on Facebook Marketplace. So this is perfect for someone who's on a budget. Maybe you're not trying to buy new equipment because new equipment is gonna be more expensive. I recommend checking out Facebook Marketplace. You can find very good equipment at, you know, lower prices versus new equipment. I've even seen a lot of people selling like commercial pieces that are, you know, very high quality and just some really cool pieces of equipment. So make sure you're checking out Facebook Marketplace. Not even just if you're on a budget, but just if you're looking for just equipment for your home gym. All right, guys, tip number 7 is to not be fooled by price when it comes to home gym equipment. So from my experience, you can find some really good pieces of equipment that are not crazy expensive. And you'll see with some of these lower budget type options. For example, this converging bench press right here, it's not the most expensive piece I have. I think this was like two something, maybe 300, something like that. Not saying it's cheap, but compared to some of these other pieces, it is, you know, a lot lesser. But you can find some really good equipment that is more so on the lower end as far as price. So don't feel like you have to get all the name brand stuff, because you don't. You know, you just have to look around and search for quality pieces at a lower price. A lot of my pieces are not super crazy expensive. It's not the biggest name brand stuff. I have a lot of Body Solid. It's a pretty big brand, but it's not, you know, there's some more expensive brands. I think the squat rack is Fitness. I think it's Reality or something like that. And then this one is Valor Fitness. And they're all more so like budget type options, but these are really good pieces of equipment. All right, next tip, hopefully you're still watching. If you're still watching up to this point, give me a like, it really helps the channel, and if you've just gotten any value from this video. But the next tip is to invest in a good amount of attachments. So it can get boring if you're just sticking to the same movements. You don't really have a lot of attachments. So I feel like this is something that's kind of overlooked because we're just thinking about all the big pieces of equipment, but small attachments make a big difference with your home gym. This is going to increase the variety of exercises you can do. And also it's just a way to kind of switch things up, spice things up, because you have a good amount of attachments. So as you can see, I have a good amount of attachments. You see, I'll show y'all some stuff. I have this V-bar, and this is not all organized right now. I've just been throwing stuff around. I have this bar, and then this curl bar, and then I have this cable machine. You can see I have like this little V attachment. This curl bar right here. A lot of my attachments are just thrown over here. Coming over here, you can see I have this, I use this for like T-bar rows and stuff. So you just put that on the squat rack. So as you can see, I have a lot of different attachments. I feel like this is a must. And like I said, it's one of those things that are kind of overlooked. So make sure you get some really good attachments for your home gym. All right, next tip, guys, this is a really good one, and that is to wait for sales for expensive equipment. So gonna refer back to this. I just recently got this leg press hack squat, but I got it when it was on sale. And honestly, if it wasn't on sale, I probably wouldn't have got it. So I got this during Black Friday. I think the regular price of this is around 2,300 bucks. I got it for around $1,500. So to me, that's a steal. Now I did get the 15% military discount, but just from the Black Friday sale, I think it took off about like 300, 400 bucks. So to me, that was a must buy. So make sure you're paying attention and looking out for sales. I recommend looking out for Black Friday sales, and also end of year sales are pretty good too for home gym equipment. All right, guys, last tip I have for y'all. Very, very important, very, very important. And that is to not buy everything at once. And the reason I said this is because I feel like if you buy everything at once, you're going to regret some of your purchases, and you're probably gonna end up selling some of that equipment, because over time, things are gonna change. Maybe your training style is gonna change, right? Maybe you just have a different vision for your home gym. And this is one of the biggest tips I can give you, because over time, things have changed when it comes to my home gym. You know, when I first started, it was like, okay, I wanted this piece, I wanted that piece, but then 3 years later, it's like, okay, I don't want none of that stuff no more. I wanna go this route. So I recommend slowly getting your pieces of equipment. I feel like you're gonna keep those pieces, you're gonna like those pieces better versus just buying everything at once, and then later on you're gonna start selling stuff and you're gonna start realizing, okay, maybe I should have never bought that thing. So those are my top 10 tips for building your home gym in 2023. I'm actually doing a small little series on building my home gym. So I have the home gym tour, which will be linked in the description. I have this video. I have some other videos that I wanna make about home gyms and just things I've learned, and to help people who are building a home gym. But if you enjoyed this video, you got any value from it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Subscribe for more videos. I don't just talk about home gym equipment and things like that. I do a lot of training tips and full day of eating, just a lot of different stuff on the channel. So make sure you're checking out my other videos. I'll see y'all in my next video.